Before the New York Jets take on the Carolina Panthers in a couple of days' time, I wanted to take a step backwards and look at what the Jets did offensively in their second preseason game against the Green Bay Packers. What did Mike LaFleur utilize around Zach Wilson to help him be so successful? I made some charts. Let's look at some numbers and see what you can expect the Jets to throw at the Carolina Panthers in week one. So in the 21 snaps that Zach Wilson was on the field against Green Bay in that first half, this is what Mike LaFleur had on the field around him. From a personnel perspective, the Jets were in 11 personnel 43% of the time. They were in 21 personnel 33% of the time. And then on 24% of the time, they were in 12 personnel, which are 2 tight end sets. Overall, I think that's a pretty good reflection of what you're going to see against the Panthers in just a couple of days' time. The 2 personnel packages you're going to see most prevalent on the field are definitely going to be 11 personnel and 21 personnel. You want to get your best players on the field at all times. The Jets' wide receiver depth is definitely the strength of this team offensively. Even if Jamison Crowder remains on the COVID-19 list, you need a heavy dose of Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, and either Keelan Cole and Denzel Mims. It's their best package if they want to bring out the strengths in Zach Wilson's passing game. However, they looked really good in 21 personnel. The 49ers used that a ton under Shanahan and LaFleur, and I wasn't sure the Jets would utilize it that much. They don't have the blocking skills at tight end with George Kittle or at fullback, that versatility that Kyle Juszczyk bring to that offense. However, the Jets have been really impressed with Trayvon Wesco throughout training camp. And not only has he made the roster, but he has an opportunity to create a serious role for himself and be a weapon for Zach Wilson in the pass and in the running game. He can block. He showed his ability to be a pass protector and then had a couple of nice catches in that Green Bay game as well. So I think that's going to be the second most utilized package. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets are in that 30 to 35% of the time, similar to Green Bay, and they're in 11 personnel 55% of the time. I don't think you'll see much of the Jets in 12 personnel, especially after they traded away Chris Herndon. You don't want to have Daniel Brown and Tyler Kroft on the field. It just isn't utilizing your roster and their strengths best around your rookie quarterback. So that's an overview of the personnel usage that I expect to see and what we did see in Green Bay. But even more interestingly is what the Jets are going to do out of those certain packages. So in the preseason, as you might expect, when the Jets were at 11 personnel, they ran the ball just 29% of the time and they passed the ball 71% of the time. But don't be surprised if that number comes back to more a 60-40 kind of breakdown. The Jets have excellent wide receiver blockers, especially Corey Davis and Denzel Mims. They can get in tight splits like the LA Rams and they can get after it. Don't be surprised if you see more of that once the regular season starts. But when they're in 21 personnel, you got the opposite of that. The Jets were heavy running. They wanted to get on their outside zones, stretch the defense, and then have some play action off of that. You saw them 70% of the time running out of 21 and 30% passing. Again, those splits are going to come back towards the middle as they look to become more multiple. You don't want to be the New England Patriots of a couple of years ago. When Sony Michel was on the field, they were running. When James White was on the field, they were passing. Bill Belichick started to use that as a tell, and he flipped that on its head as they went on that Super Bowl run. But you don't want to be predictable. You want to be multiple out of all of your packages. So that's what I expect out of the New York Jets. From an offensive schematic perspective, I think that Mike LaFleur and Zach Wilson have a great opportunity against this young Carolina Panthers secondary. I can't wait to see what this offense looks like, how it evolves, but that's my best bet looking at the Green Bay Packers game of what you'll see in week one.